Hi everybody, Sean Holsinger here from HolsingersFlyShop.com. Bringing you another tie-in video. Got a little series going here now, it seems. I'm doing a Drake series. Before, if you go back just a couple videos, I did a Slate Drake and a Green Drake Nymph pattern with lively legs. Both of those are great patterns. Also, you can also look at Scott's Big Nymphs. They'll work great for the Slate Drakes, of course. And Golden Stone, or change your colors. You could even tie a Scott's Big Nymph to represent a Green Drake too. But I want to do a little series, and I want to progress in the life cycle of the nymph, of the Green Drakes or the Slate Drakes. And this one is a Green Drake wet fly. I love tying wet flies. You guys know that from me if you listen to my podcast, Bugs and Beard podcast. I'm an old school wet fly guy, and this is a really cool one I found out there. I really like the looks of, and it's going to fish real well in my area. So I'm going to try these this year if I get the time to fish the Green Drake hatch. I'm not sure because I ended up breaking my foot, and I'm going to be down for a little bit. That's why I've been slacking on videos a little bit. If you noticed that, I'm sorry. So going to be in and out, trying to get as much time and video work as I can here, but anyhow, it's got me a lot of time to do custom fly orders. If you're looking for a custom fly order, just hit me up. Anyhow, guys, here it is. Here's the fly in the vise and the material list to tie it. I'm sure you're going to like it. Alright guys, here you see the fly in the vise. Let's get into tying it. Really buggy looking, very cool looking fly. This is a wet fly version of a Green Drake. And for a hook, what we're going to start out with is we're going to tie this on a Firehole barbless hook. And I want a little bit of bend to this hook just to give it a little bit more natural curve to it. So we're going to use this Firehole 718, which is one of my favorite hooks. And I'm going to start out with some Watery Olive 140 Denier thread. Just going to start it on there and wrap it back towards the bend of the hook. Now I'm going to take some Mallard flank feathers. These are dyed light olive. And I'm going to take one of the feather and I'm just going to strip off, I don't know, 8 or 10 fibers off one of the sides. This is going to be the tail for my fly. We're just going to set it right on top. And you can make this a little long. This is a longer fly, but don't make it too long. Make what you feel is proportionate. And then I like to, since it's this turned hook, I like to make 2 or 3 wraps underneath it just to encourage it to go up. And then I'm just going to wrap this down, give it a touch of body. Won't give it a whole lot, but it'll give it some. And peel this fiber back there. Okay, now we're going to come back here to the bend, and the next thing we're going to do is we're going to change the color of my thread here, is what I'm going to do. I'm going to use 3 things. This is SLF from Davy Wooten. This is Squirrel Dub. I love SLF Squirrel Dub. 3 colors I'm going to use is golden olive, green olive, and dark olive, all in this box here, but you can buy them separately, of course. We're going to start out with the golden olive though, and we're going to make a dubbing loop. And so I'm going to bring my thread back. You've seen me do dubbing loops 100 times now. And loop it over my finger, go 1 time around the thread, and back to where I want it to start. Then I'm going to put my dubbing twister in. And I'm going to go real sparse on this. So I'm going to take my clump of dubbing and I'm going to spread it out. I want it real buggy, but I also want it real thin. And I'm going to spread this out real well in there, clamp it down on the thread so I can position it where I want it to be. And I'm going to slide it up towards the hook here. Like I said, you can see here I'm going real thin on this. And then I'm just going to start twisting. And I'll lock all these in place. And then I'm going to take a dubbing brush and I'm just going to tweak it out just a hair. And I want this watery olive to show through. Now, one thing I was watching on a Tim Flagler video, sorry, he uses these clips, these little hackle pliers, to when he does a dubbing loop, and it has come in so handy for me. I like to twist my dubbing loop on there and hold it in those hackle pliers. It's so much easier to control than holding that hackle plier. Now, I'm going to space these out just a hair because I don't want to build up a lot of body here. I want to give it just a buggy, gilly look is my goal, okay? And then I'm going to go about halfway up with this light olive. So I'm just trying to make the thorax section of this. And like I said, I just want it buggy. You can see there, I achieved that buggy effect that I was after. Now we'll cut this dubbing loop off. And then I'll even pick some of these fibers out. There we go. Nice. Now the next thing I'm going to do is another dubbing loop. This time I'm going to use 2 colors in it. And we're just going to make a loop. Bring it back to where I want it. Once around. And again, I'll put my dubbing twister in there so it holds it in place. Now I'm going to come back to my box here. I'm going to go with the green olive and the dark olive. And it does not take much of this. Alright. And I'm going to start out putting in the green olive. And what I like to do is I like to kind of do it in my fingers first. Like, I'll make a nice row, and I'll show you here in a second. I like to spread it out like this. And just spread it out in my fingers. You can see here's the light end and here's the dark end. And I like to spread it out as how I'm going to lay it, the width. You can see there the width I have and the thickness. That's how I'm going to put it in my dubbing twister. And we're just going to slide it in there, pull down on the thread so it tightens up. And then I'm going to slide it in right up there to the hook where I want it so I don't have extra wraps. And then we're just going to twist it up. Now, you see I have a bi-colored twist on here. You can see the light here at the front and the dark at the back. Just exactly how I want it. It's going to twist together. Going to take and just barely touch that. Pull out a couple of the fibers. Not really dragging it out. Just kind of teasing it out. And again, I'm going to put those hackle pliers in there. And cut it off so it's easier to work with. And then this is going to change and give me a little bit darker thorax. Now I will go tighter wraps here as I spread them out before. And when I finish this fly, you're going to see why I spread out those early wraps. So we're just going to twist this up, get it right up there, you know, and leave a good solid eye length behind. But not too much, but a good solid one, so you have enough room to make your head and stuff at the end. Okay, we'll trim that off now. And there you see, I have a very nice buggy body there. Nice effect. Gonna go back to my Mallard flank feather, and I'm gonna pull off some more fibers. And I want to keep the tips all in line here. And pull off the fibers. And I'm just going to pinch them all together, and this is going to make the wing on this fly. I do not want my wing to overpower this fly. I just want the effect of the wing. Just place it on top. Make sure it stays on top. And then we're going to trim off the tags. Clean it up a little bit. Just a couple wraps, not many. And then I'm going to come in with a Brahma. This is a Chickabou, Soft Hackle Chickabou cape. This is a piece of it I've been working on over pretty hard. I'm just going to pluck one of these longer ones off because this is a bigger sized hook. And what I'm going to do is I like to clean the fluff off the bottom. The stuff undesirable stuff. And this allows me also, when I have that nice clean butt, it allows my hackle pliers to hold on to it better. Then I'm going to come up into the top and I'm going to get the distance of hackle fibers that I want. I'm going to get to that distance, pull the fibers back like that, and then for the head I'm just going to trim this off, cut them fibers back like that. That's going to give me something to tie down. So I'll just tie that down right up here to the eye again, and then I'll come in with my other hackle pliers. And I'm just going to palmer this forward, but as I palmer it forward, I'm just going to stroke those fibers back so they lay the way I want them to. And I'm going to get about 3 good wraps on there, and then I'm going to tie it off. And then we'll trim it up and make our head here. Okay. Now, I'm going to make a couple nice clean wraps here, just to make a nice clean head. And then I'm going to whip finish. Now the last thing I'm going to do, you could have, before you got into the hackle, you could have switched colors of thread here. But I just find it just as easy to come in. I'll just take a brown Sharpie and just darken that up a little bit, darken that watery olive thread up, and it just makes it a little bit cleaner looking for me. And then I'm going to hit it with a little bit of Solarez Bone Dry. Put that on there. And now here's where I was saying, you can see as I hit this to lighten up the head here, you can see the thread wraps back here. Let me get it from the front. You can see this UV thread, the watery olive thread showing through. That's why I said to space your wraps out a little bit. Makes a really nice body. So there you go. I hope you like that. Alright guys, I know you think that's a buggy pattern. I know I do. It's a great looking pattern. It's going to swing really nice and be very realistic for an emerger style pattern, for a wet fly rather than an emerger, I should say. I love tying wet flies. This is a lot of fun for me to experiment and try new things, and I love the looks of this fly. It's a great looking fly. If you're interested in any of the materials, I started putting the description down in the description, the material list. So, you know, you go down in your description of this video, you can find all the materials that I use to tie this down there with links to it on our website. And thanks for supporting our website and, you know, watching our videos, supporting our website. That's what we're here for. We're here to help you out in any way we can. If you have any questions, you can hit us up at contact us at Holsinger's Fly Shop. You know, any fly shop related questions, that's the place to reach out to us. And if you're interested in any custom orders, or you have a question just for me, my personal email is holsingersflyshop@gmail.com. So, got any questions, you know, want to talk to me about something, ask me a question on something, holsingersflyshop@gmail.com. Thanks for watching, everybody, guys. I enjoy bringing these to you. And they're a lot of fun for me because I get to learn some new things sometimes, and you know, and just expand my knowledge in the sport. So I love doing it. That's why I do it. So until next week when I bring you another video, guys, I'm Sean Holsinger.